guys, so we are now at Ethereum Community Conference in Paris and we met with Sunny Aggarwal. He is ex-leading researcher at Cosmos, Internet of Blockchains, and as well he is co-founder of other companies like Cicadec, Infrastructure of Decentralized Future, and his recent project called Osmosis. It's AMM on Cosmos. Nice to meet you here.
Nice to meet you, yeah, thank you.
So can you tell us more about your activity and your projects?
Yeah, sure. So I've been working on the, do I look here or here?
Like both, I guess.
I've been working on the Cosmos ecosystem for about 4 years now. I started back in summer 2017. I left Berkeley to sort of work on this. And I've been working on, the proof of stake stuff, a lot of like research stuff, a lot of design of Cosmos SDK. And I was working on it for about, and we helped launch the Cosmos Hub and everything, built out this entire ecosystem. And about a year ago, I was watching like DeFi summer happen on Ethereum, and it was like, wow, look at all this cool stuff, and I want to like bring DeFi to Cosmos. And so I left the main development company, and I started started working on a new project called Osmosis, which was supposed to build a DEX on Cosmos, and that was it's sort of the first DeFi application in Cosmos.
Great, and can you tell us about your journey in crypto? Which year did you know out about Bitcoin, whether you got straight away into it?
Yeah, so the first time I ever heard about crypto was when Dogecoin sponsored the Jamaican bobsled team in 2014.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, and so Dogecoin has like a special place in my heart because that was my first, and so when someone told me that, I was like, what does that mean? So I went out home and I looked up, I searched Dogecoin, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Then it obviously mentioned Bitcoin, so I'm like, okay, then I looked into what Bitcoin is, and so yeah, that's how I first learned about it. When I was a student at UC Berkeley, so my first year there was 2015. I joined the Bitcoin Club. We started teaching classes, and we made a new club called the Blockchain Club, and we're teaching classes, doing research, doing consulting for companies. And then the summer after my sophomore year, so 2017, I started interning at Consensus for a little bit. Didn't really like it too much because they were working on like more application layer stuff, and I wanted to work on like core protocol stuff. I got really interested in proof of stake, and so that's when I got in touch with the Tendermint team. Because they were working on like what I thought was the best proof of stake protocol, and then the Tendermint team was the same as the Cosmos team, and I learned more about Cosmos, and yeah, the rest is history.
So let's get back to Osmosis. How is it different from other existing exchanges on the market?
Yeah, so right now the biggest main change is that it's one of the first interchain native DEXes, where it's not a DEX just for tokens on the Osmosis chain. There's no other token. There's not any tokens on Osmosis chain other than the native Osmo token and ions. But what it does is it allows you to easily bring in tokens from other chains and trade them all on the Osmosis chain. And so this is and it uses the IBC protocol, which is what we developed at the Cosmos team, that makes it very easy for people to bring tokens between any two chains. And then that's where we are today, but going forward, we have a lot of things we're working on, especially on front-running resistance. So like on Ethereum today, you have this front-running, and MEV is one of the biggest issues. We have a solution called threshold decryption, where it makes it so all the transactions in the mempool are private, and so that way no one can read it, and no one's possible to front-run you because it's impossible to read your transactions.
Yeah, that's great features that you have cross-chain and support of different blockchains, especially now when Ethereum fees are that much high.
Yeah.
And do you have as well your native token for your exchange?
Yeah, it's called Osmo. Yeah, it's the staking token and governance token for the chain. So, yeah.
Is it traded already on any exchanges?
It's traded on Osmosis. we specifically we had exchanges coming to us and saying hey, can we list your token? We're like, no, if you want Osmo, you should use the decentralized exchange to buy it.
Yeah. And on which blockchain is it?
It's on the Osmosis blockchain. So Osmosis is its own blockchain, and so easiest way to buy it though right now, or just buy any token in Cosmos ecosystem is to you acquire atoms, because atoms are the native token of Cosmos, and those are widely available in many places. And then you can use atoms on the Osmosis chain to, buy regen tokens or AKT or all of these different Cosmos tokens that are not accessible on centralized exchanges.
And what is your opinion about Polkadot and Kusama?
Yeah, I think the Polkadot stuff is really cool. I don't know too much about Kusama, to be honest, but with Polkadot, I really like the idea of shared security. I think it's very important. And I'd like to see the Cosmos Hub also, Cosmos will also start to do shared security features in the future as well. And we just have a little bit different approach on how we do it. We want it to be a little bit more, the vision of Cosmos is more about sovereignty, where every chain kind of has its own, control over its own destiny. And so even when we're designing our shared security, it's different than the Polkadot design because it's more still focused with that sovereignty in mind. But in general, I really like what the Polkadot team does, and I think that I think that all these different approaches, one of the visions of Cosmos is you need everything in blockchains have trade-offs, right? You can design it like A or you can design it like B, but there's pros and cons of both of them. The vision of Cosmos is why not build all of these systems and see which ones work? And so, Polkadot has one set of design trade-offs, and the Cosmos Hub has a different side, and we want to see both of them because I think the entire ecosystem is better when you have multiple projects.
And you mentioned in our conversations that you have now 100 million total value locked on Osmosis. How did you achieve such big results during short time?
Yeah, within a month we had 100 million TVL. So one of the challenges with the having a brand new blockchain. So in Cosmos, all the chains are their own chain, and so it's very hard to integrate with centralized exchanges because there's more integrations that they have to do. They have to run more nodes and all this stuff. But with IBC, it's very easy for any chain to connect to any other chain. And so once you have a decentralized exchange, all these tokens that didn't have liquidity anywhere else, they were able to get liquidity on Osmosis. And so you have all these big communities like Akash Network, Regen Network, Crypto.com, DVPN, Sentinel. You have all these communities who have really cool projects, but don't have liquidity because centralized exchanges don't support them. So they all flooded into Osmosis in order to, that's the first place where they were able to get liquidity on their tokens.
And can you share with us your plans for development of Osmosis?
Yeah, so we're working on a couple of main things. So I'd say the three main focuses right now are this threshold decryption I mentioned. So how we can, the mempool privacy, so we can stop the front running and this kind of thing. The second is new AMM designs. So we have I think AMMs today are, I had this thesis a year ago which said AMMs were way too simplistic, and they were, but since then they've gotten way better. You see things like Uniswap v3, you see Curve v2. I think the AMM design space is getting better and better, but I think there's still so much more room for improvement. And so we want to continue to iterate on, especially when you come to the current AMM designs are really well designed for spot assets, but a lot of more complicated financial instruments, current AMMs don't work for them. And so we're trying to design how do we make a generalized thesis of how to design AMMs to work with any sort of financial derivative assets. And then finally, the third one is a lot of cool things around superfluid staking, which is it's a way of doing staking derivatives. So that's sort of the third big feature that we're working on. So these are the three main pillars that we're working on right now.
Great, so waiting for new updates from you.
Oh.
Yeah, and your prediction for Bitcoin this year?
My prediction for Bitcoin this year. How would I say what I would have never predicted? I would have never, when I got into Bitcoin 5 years ago, I would never have in my mind predicted that a country will make it the legal tender. And when that happened this year, I was my mind was blown because I'm just this is it's like it's inevitable at this point, right? And I just feel that's like so cool, and I want to see this continue to happen. So maybe by the end of the year we'll see another country do it, and it will just start this like snowball effect. But that's what I think is like what I'm most excited about.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the
Thank you.
interview.